Hi fellow traders, welcome to a new week, a new me, a new everything. Nah, just kidding. But welcome to a new week. Today was just crazy. I mean, from how the market started and having the market data being a mess and trying to trade through that, it was insane. And then we're dealing with all of these short squeezes. It's crazy what excuse me, crazy what we're going through. But I'm going to take you through my day, kind of give you some lessons to take from it. These are lessons I've already learned that I had to put into place today, but hopefully it can help you as you move forward. But again, before we get too far into it, I'm not going to read this. You can pause it and read it at your leisure. But basically what it says is, I'm doing this, my videos, everything is for educational purposes only. It's not to solicit you to purchase or invest in any security, period. It's just to help you become a self-sufficient, consistently profitable trader. That's what this is all about. So a lot of people ask me, what's a short squeeze? How do these things happen? And it's a phenomenon that's been around for a while. There was actually an ETF up until a couple of years ago. There was a short squeeze ETF. Imagine where that would be right now if that still existed. But basically what some traders do, and this is their process, is they go through and they look for stocks that have a high short interest, and they can create an artificial squeeze. I mean, but it's just the way that that they look for, the way that they make their money. They can find stocks that have that high short interest, that may have earnings coming up, that may have some news that may be, or rumors that may be circulating around, and they know that if the stock gets bought to a certain resistance point and it breaks through, shorts are going to be covering. So they're going to have to buy to cover their short position. And that buying will create more buying pressure, just compound itself. So let's say somebody came in and they wanted to buy a stock up over a certain level, so that shorts will start covering. You'll get more buying pressure. It'll drive the price up. So, as they're doing that, as people are buying to cover, they're selling their position that they bought lower. And so they're making money off of it. Does it sound like it's illegal and shady? Yeah, it sounds like that. But that's what happens a lot. Also, they look for what is that? There's an indicator or something that tells you how many days shorts have to cover. And when those days are starting to get thin, shorts are going to have to cover regardless. That's going to create a boom. And some people look at the RSI, but that's pretty relevant right now. Most people look at the short interest. When a stock has a really high short interest, to a lot of analysts, they think that's bullish, and so they're going to start building their position, and it creates that short squeeze. But you'll probably hear different people say different things, but the bottom line is, you're going to have people that are short or heavily short, and something triggers it, something happens, creates some buying pressure, the stock moves over a resistance level or a line in the sand, people start buying to cover, and once the stock starts accelerating because of that buying, people that had that didn't have their stops at that level, they're gonna panic out, and it just continues to go. So what we saw on GME is just, it was just unreal, unreal to say the least. But I would, and there's a website called shortsqueeze.com or something like that, that you could go to and, you know, learn a lot about short squeezes, because I could spend a whole, you know, 30 minutes talking about it and kind of going through how people do it. But whenever you have time, just go over there. Let me see if I can find what it is. Let me see. Yeah, shortsqueeze.com. That's what it is. Shortsqueeze.com. It is a, I think they do have some free stuff. It is a paid service, but I think they do have some free information that can help you. All right, so I'll start with the good news. What the best part of the day. Unfortunately, I didn't trade this worth a damn, because what was happening at the open in the market kind of screwed me up, and then this was moving a hell of a lot faster than I had anticipated. I had no indication that this thing excuse me, this thing was gonna run to 150 like it did, and as fast as it did. I figured we would squeeze today. I figured we would make it back up 135, and maybe test this and hit 140 or so. But that's all I thought today. I honestly did not expect this thing to rip like this. So if you were in chat early pre-market, you know, I was telling you I wouldn't day trade this, but I'm going to take it for an all-day hold, because this is not something that you want to watch happen tick for tick. It could be very stressful. It's just like swing trades, and we'll talk about that in a minute too, because the swing trades went through some mess as well. But you don't want to sit there and watch this, because the normal intraday price action will chop you out, and you'll end up losing money, and that'll be it. By the time the stock's gone, you're out. So this is what this was. This is a 60-minute chart. I watch these on a 60-minute chart. I don't watch them on a 5-minute or anything like that, because again, all of that can stop you out. And I had my profit targets, and once my 2 profit targets hit, I really didn't, it was going so fast and my mind was so screwed up. I didn't mean to put this at 125. I meant to put this at 130. I mean at 120. I meant to put this at 125 and then, you know, 130. But everything was all messed up, so I didn't really get to do what I wanted to do and trade it the way I wanted to. But I did get a good piece of this, and the risk reward didn't turn out right, because I didn't trade it right. But we did end up with a pretty decent penny on this. So I'm happy. This is the best news of the day. Other than that, the rest of the day was a really, I wouldn't say a shit show, but it was challenging to say the least, because mentally I was in another world. But we'll look at the swings first. Okay, if you looked at the video yesterday, you know how I work with you guys on the swings. I tweet these out, and I'll give you my trade plans for every day. Like tomorrow, the ones that are still in play that I'm looking to enter because I've got a free spot now that we had to close out one trade today. I'm going to be looking to enter tomorrow, and I'll send these to you. But I give you the entry trigger based on the strategy. You guys know the strategy. We talk about them every Sunday. Really simple. You know the entry trigger. I give you the profit targets and the stop. Now it's up to you to decide, hey, this looks good to me. This is what I want to work with. Or you could say, hey, you know what? I want to take profit a little earlier, or I want to take profit a little later. Or you can say, you know what? These stocks always gap down, so I'm going to wait for the gap down a little bit and try to get a better entry. But just know the entry triggers if it opens above the previous day's high. And so when it does that, or the previous day's close, know that it triggered an entry. If you want to wait, let it pull back, get a better entry, that's fine. All of that's up to you. But I'm going to give you the way I trade it. When it opens above 34, when the market opens, I'm going to take the trade. I don't have time to wait because I'm day trading. So LAZR, this is the one that we got in. I sent this out to you the minute I got in. Right when the market opened, that was the plan. It was 35.74. So we were over, well over that. 35.74. That's the entry. We did make a nice move up. It came screaming back. And this is when the market started selling off. Who cares why the market sold off? I could care less. All I'm looking at is a chart and support levels. And if certain support levels break, then I have to take action. I don't care, why it's doing what it's doing. I'm looking at each individual chart and going by that. So we did get a pullback on this. And a lot of people that took this trade with me stopped out and were mad because I didn't stop out. Why would I stop out? It didn't trigger me to stop. So why would I stop out? That's the thing about these swings. You don't watch them on an intraday chart. And I can tell the people who are watching them on an intraday chart, they're posting in swings in the swing chat, stock XYZ is doing good. Stock XYZ is at this level. Stock XYZ is at, I'm like, just shakes my head. I'm not going to say a thing. I done said it till I'm blue in the face. You don't track swing trades all day, or else this stuff is going to happen to you. So unfortunately, a lot of people got stopped out, and but we're still holding on. It closed pretty good. Let's see. 40 is going to be my test tomorrow if the market continues to support this. Okay, if the market is fractured tomorrow, then yeah, I may take this off based on market conditions. But I'm not going to take it off based on intraday price action. That's not what this is about. So we're in LAZR. SRPT, this is what I sent out this morning. My next profit target on this was 105. My stop was going to be 95, or really the low. If it took out the low of this day, the trade for me is dead. And sure enough, it took it out, and I took it off. This stock has gone sideways for like 4 days. I'm not going to give it any more time. This may get a grip and start ripping back. I can always add, back if once we take out this high, looking for a move up to the 20. I can always do that. but hit the profit stop, locked in some profit. So we'll see tonight, and I'll have this up tomorrow on the website, and you'll see exactly how much we made off of this. I think we had locked in 2170, 10. So we'll see once everything settles. We might have made $3 grand on this. I don't know, but we'll see. So that was it with swing trading today. Day trading, oh my God. This morning, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what was going on, but I got in the trade, opening range breakout. Everything was looking fine. The minute I get in, the damn candlestick started going haywire. The level 2 started going haywire. I'm like, what the, what is going on with this thing? This is crazy. And it was just, I had never seen a stock act like that before. And evidently there was something going on with the data, and several brokers were having trouble with it, I believe. But I didn't know it. I didn't realize it till I was in the trade. And eventually it did get up. I was able to take some profit on this, and then it came back and stopped me out. But then look what it did. It ripped right up to my final target here, 147.20. This was the final target on this opening range breakout. But because things were so crazy and erratic, I guess the market was actually trading that way because people really couldn't see. There were people, I think at light speed, that they were trading without knowing, any market data. They just had candlesticks. So, I don't know, but this is what shook me up this morning. I'll get to the next trade down the road, but this was the opening trade, and this is what mentally shook me up. And this is what caused me to make bad trades. Okay, here I waited. This was a perfect entry. We closed below the 200. I waited. This thing actually opened. It pulled up a little bit. Once we broke the low, I got in. And every time I started to see a candle, it didn't even matter whether it actually did it or not. I was so focused on, if the damn market starts chopping around again, I'm getting out because I don't want to get caught. And sure enough, I spooked myself out of this. And then I came down here, nice, patient, waited for the channel break. I spooked myself out of this. I thought, oh man, this thing's going crazy again. Look at what happened. Alright, and then I spooked myself out this again. After I chased this down, and it still would have worked. And I spooked myself out. So I knew at that point, dude, I got to go. And here's another one that I messed myself up on. Look at this. But you guys that were in the room, you heard, I told you, I can't take this anymore. I got to stop. I got to get up and I got to walk away. I got to stop. Because I was messing myself up. Look at the money that I left on the table today. Every trade I was looking at worked exactly according to plan. But this is what happens. I don't care how long you've been trading, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. Things are going to happen that trigger you, that you've got to have a process to help you get over. Because if you don't, you're going to wreck yourself. And I could have easily gotten out of hand and just started chasing and trying to trade everything. And later on this afternoon, everything just kind of went sideways. So I really could have messed myself up. So the last trade I took was on mRNA. This was another one after the morning. So, excuse me, once we broke down and we lost the bottom of this channel and the opening range high, I was able to get in. The market started selling really good. Got my first target, second target. The final target was going to be the 100. This thing was like, I was screaming. Like, why the hell is it turning around in the middle of nowhere? There's no reason for it. And then I realized this is the opening range low. This is support. This is where it's bouncing. So now I understood why this thing did what it did. But this was the last trade of the day. And after that, there just wasn't anything smooth for me to trade. Yeah, I could have traded the break of this, but I didn't want to trade in any channels. I didn't want to put myself through a whole lot. I'd already been through a whole lot. And then I had to stop at like 2 o'clock because I had to go to the doctor, and I didn't get back home until like 5 minutes before the bell rang. So I had to close out my day. But through it all, it wasn't bad. Let me see. People, I've been getting fussed at about not putting my P&L up so people can see it. So I'm gonna do that right now, guys. I don't want you to think I'm hiding anything. I try. The thing is, guys, I try not to look at this. I try hard not to look at my P&L and track it, because I don't believe in daily goals. I don't believe in weekly goals. I don't believe in having any goals whatsoever other than trading what the market gives you. That's the only goal that I have, is to try to maximize the efficiency of my trades. So there's a P&L from today. All of the garbage that I went through, $851.96. Not bad at all. Even though we have a zero commission broker, even though Thinkorswim is zero commission, still have SEC and FINRA that come out. But it doesn't really amount to much. I traded 18 tickets today and had less than $7.50 in fees. So you can't beat that with a stick. But $851.96, I mean, could have easily been a $1,500, $1,600 day had I kept my head screwed on straight. Could have easily been that. But we'll come back tomorrow. We wash out the day. We forget about what happened today, and tomorrow's a new day. We wipe the slate clean, and let's see if we can maximize our effort and start building this thing back. I think I was overly excited about the first 2 weeks of the month. We really killed it last week. I ended up red just over $300, and so I really want this week to be strong. I don't mind having a red week. I hate that I had a red week the first month of the year, but I got it out the way, so maybe I can go 3 or 4 more weeks without having a red week and build a good first quarter. But that's gonna wrap it up, guys. So I hope you have a great rest of the evening, and I will catch you tomorrow.